In the late 19th century, aviation entered an era of experimentation with steam-powered flying machines. While these innovations were significant, they are often less known compared to other milestones in aviation history, and this era saw the development of various steam-driven aircraft such as Clement Anders Eyol's Avion 3, as well as Hiram Maxim's large flying machine. However, it was during this time that a pivotal figure emerged whose contribution will shape the figure of aviation. Guys, let's meet Otto Lilienthal, a German pioneer who made remarkable advancements in manned gliding, and his experiments and designs laid the groundwork for modern aviation, inspiring generations of aviators and engineers. Welcome back, aviation enthusiasts. Today, we are delving into the fascinating world of early flight pioneers, focusing on the remarkable achievements of Otto Lilienthal. Around the last decade of the 19th century, a number of key figures emerged, refining and defining the modern airplane. Lacking a suitable engine, aircraft were focused on stability and control in gliding flights. Otto Lilienthal, known as the Flying Man of Germany, dedicated his life to understanding the principles of flight. And inspired by the work of Wenham and Cayley, Lilienthal conducted groundbreaking research and experimentation in gliding flights. And guys, Wenham in 1871 made the first wind tunnel using a fan driven by a steam engine, and wind tunnels are used to test the aerodynamic effects of aircraft, rockets, cars, and other stuff like buildings. Otto Lilienthal, born on May 23, 1848 in Anklam, Pomerania in Germany, developed a fascination with birds and their flight from a young age. After graduating from the Royal Technical Academy of Berlin, now known as Berlin University, in 1870, with a degree in mechanical engineering, Lilienthal served in the military during the Franco-Prussian War, which ended in 1871. During his time in Berlin, Lilienthal began his first experiments with human flight. Working with his brother Gustav, he constructed his initial wooden glider in 1867. Although his early attempts was unsuccessful, Lilienthal remained determined, continuing to build winged vehicles and studying the structure of birds' wings and the aerodynamics of avian flights. Lilienthal worked as an engineer in Berlin from 1871 to 1883, all while pursuing his passion for aviation research in his spare time. He and his brother, that's Gustav, joined the Aeronautical Society of Great Britain in 1873, and that same year, Lilienthal delivered his first public lecture on the principles of bird flight. And during this period, he conducted experiments to understand how artificial wings responded to air and wind forces. Alongside his aviation pursuits, Lilienthal also dabbled in inventions securing patents for various devices such as a mining machine and children's building block, and by the end of his career, Lilienthal has accumulated around 25 patents, including 4 related to aviation. In 1883, Lilienthal opened a factory of his own in Berlin to make boilers and steam engines. There, he invented a safer small engine design based on a system of tubular boilers. Invention would help give him the financial means to be free to devote more time to aviation. Lilienthal published a book on bird flight in 1889 entitled Bird Flight as the Basis of Aviation, which remains a classic in the field to this day. And the book details various types and structures of bird wings as well as the aerodynamics of bird flight, and it also presents Lilienthal's idea for applying his findings toward human flight. His scientific approach helped to lay the groundwork for further aviation study and the establishment of the field in general. Many scientists and aviation enthusiasts from around the world visited and consulted with him throughout the last 2 decades of his life. And in 1891, Lilienthal started building glider models again. His first model, the Dowitzer glider, used a willow rod and cotton fabric, and he could glide 80 feet by shifting his body weight to control its direction. The following year, he built a more advanced craft that glided to 70 feet, followed by one that covered 1,150 feet, and he patented this design for a convertible flight apparatus, and in 1893 he tried a model with flapping wings, which wasn't successful. However, in 1894, Lilienthal achieved his greatest success with the creation of the normal single apparatus, or standard soaring apparatus. This design was replicated by enthusiasts worldwide, making its mark in countries like England, Ireland, Russia, France, Argentina, and the US. Lilienthal took more than 2,000 glider flights by the time of his death in 1896, and he built 18 models. And guys, Lilienthal was killed in a gliding accident that took place on August 9th, 1896. And his last space reportedly were sacrifices must be made. And today, Otto Lilienthal is called the first successful aviator in the history of mankind. With his fundamental research on birds and airfoils, he founded the science of wing aerodynamics and laid the foundations for concepts we see employed today, that's in modern day aviation. Both his research and his successful flight between 1891 and 1896 inspired the Wright brothers, and guys, will be talking about the Wright brothers soon. He influenced their research, which resulted in the invention of the powered controllable heavier than air aircraft beginning in 1890s until their ultimate success in 1903. And finally, guys, I want to wrap this episode with a thought-provoking question, and that's, why is Otto Lilienthal often referred to as the first successful aviator in history, even though pioneers like George Cayley made significant contributions to aviation before him? Guys, share your thoughts and insights in the comments below. And thank you once again, Sky Lovers, and don't forget to like and subscribe. And guys, don't forget, Otto Lilienthal once said, to build is something, but to fly is everything. Thank you.